What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a film that is only streaming on, I don't remember now.
Hulu.
On Hulu, that's right. I haven't seen it in a couple of weeks, so I couldn't remember. So, and there's like 50 different things that it potentially could be streaming on these days. So,
yeah.
I always remember if it's on Netflix or not typically, but if it's on something else, I don't know if it's Apple or Prime or Hulu. I get lost in the weeds on that. And the film that we're referring to is going to be Not Okay, starring Zoe. Is it Deutsch?
I don't know.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but maybe if I said it wrong, I apologize. It wasn't intentional. But basically, it's kind of like a satirical comedy, if you will. She basically plays a girl named Danny that works for this ad agency, I guess, if you will. And she's got like people that are I don't know if they're employed with the ad agency, but I know there's a guy in particular that's always there. That's like one of those like social media influencers, if you will, and like travels and does all these things and has like a gazillion followers. And she kind of like, one, wants to get close to him, and two, wants to basically like beef up her social media status, I guess, if you will, on like Instagram and stuff. And so basically she concocts this story where she makes up like she's traveling to like Paris for the weekend for like this job for like writers or something, because she's like basically like a writer wants to be like a writer for like this big like magazine or ad agency or whatever she works for, and basically makes up this story that she's going to Paris, which would have been fine. But the only issue that she has is the week that she says that the day she says she's at Paris, she takes like a photo of herself and shares it on Instagram, and literally like 2 minutes after she shares that photo, there's a terrorist attack actually in Paris. And so basically everybody that she knows, her family, friends, everybody in the world basically starts like reaching out to her, and basically it's like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And she just like, keeps with a lie that she actually went to Paris, and just like, yeah, I just missed it just by a couple minutes, and this, that, and the other. And, I was super scared. And so of course, like, her Instagram starts blowing up, all over social media starts blowing up. She becomes like this, kind of like a semi-star, just because of the fact that she was just kind of like in, the right place at the wrong time situation, even though she never actually went there. And basically it just kind of spirals out of that. And she basically joins like this support group and like befriends like this, this group of basically people that would have been like attacked in the past. So from everything from like, school shootings to like one of the guys was at like an Ariana Grande concert where like, there was like an attack there. So just people that have been around like, bombings or attacks or something like that. And of course she like basically her story is fabricated. But she basically befriends like people, and especially like this girl in this group that actually was who also is an influencer that basically joined in that group as well, who also is was part of a school shooting. And I don't go into the full details of what happened to her and her family, but basically was traumatized by that and became like an advocate for like violence and anti-violence and violence in schools and things of that nature, and kind of latches on while also this person, Danny's character, basically starts coming under attack just because of the fact that she you tell a lie and you continue that lie, eventually your lies start to get tripped up and things start to unravel. That's basically kind of the gist of the movie, I guess, if you will. I don't want to go into play-by-play of what happens to her character, what happens to the story, but it's basically somebody that basically lied about going on a trip to Paris to beef up her social media, had no idea that the time that she was going to go, that there really was a terrorist attack. And because of that, basically is now, this huge star and stuff like that. It's basically like living a lie, which, eventually somebody somewhere is going to find out that she, most likely never went to Paris. I'll sum it up by just saying I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. It was an interesting story, and it definitely deals with, I mean, I know you're kind of not as into social media these days as you used to be, but, we're two people essentially involved in social media, as everybody is. And I can totally see how that could happen. Somebody just wants to just make up some story to make themselves look better, because people do it every single day. I mean, everybody will criticize a character that made up the story, and obviously she expounded upon it by continuing the lie and stuff like that. But I'm sure she's not the only person that's ever made a story about going someplace or doing something, or, you know, and that's kind of the thing about social media. It's like kind of like our lives are, everybody has a perfect life on social media. You know what I mean? Everybody on social media seems like they have everything's great. You know, it's always like positive pictures and taking pictures of your food and traveling to these exotic places and doing all these fun and amazing things. And you know, that's kind of in a nutshell kind of what she was trying to do in order to gain, like, you know, popularity. And it just basically kind of backfired on her, and she just used it to basically catapult herself unknowingly even into, you know, higher echelon in terms of social media and followers and things of that nature. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good story. I do remember, like, towards the end, I felt like it started to falter just a little bit, maybe for me in some capacities, but I do remember enjoying the movie overall. What was your take, Jason?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I really liked it a lot. And it was a lot more nuanced and complex than I was expecting. You know,
Right.
I pretty much expected it would be like, you know, she's terrible, and the whole movie is about how evil and terrible and, you know, horrible person she is. And it's like, it was a lot more complex than that, because, yeah, what she did is lie, and she definitely carried it on when she probably shouldn't have. But I also kind of see how somebody could get swept away.
Yeah,
with something
because,
like
you
that
know, it's
very
kind of,
easily.
yeah, it's like that situation where, like, you know, you're telling a lie about just trying to make yourself look better. And, you know, and like I said, I don't fault her for that, because I think people do that every day anyway. I think people, like I said, the lives that you see on Instagram or Facebook or whatever case may be, whatever social media platform that you see, you go to somebody's page and you see like all this positivity and the trips and the travel and these fancy restaurants they're eating at and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, yeah, they might really have gone to those places in case she lied, but in some cases they could be lying, you know what I mean? Or making it seem like their lives are better than what they really are. And I think essentially that's what she was doing. So I don't
Yeah.
necessarily fault her for that. I don't know if I would go to the lengths of making up an entire trip of where I went and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of bad. But I can understand that psyche, and I can understand why somebody might do something of that nature just because they want to make themselves seem better than what they really are. So I get that, you know, I get all that and the pressure. And, you know, if your Instagram handle is doesn't have very many followers, and you meet some guy who's got, like, you know, 500,000 followers or a million followers or whatever it is, then, you know what I mean? There is that pressure to be like, well, how do I beef up my followers? And he's like a traveler and he goes all these exotic places, but, you know, of course, you don't have the money to travel to all these places. So you just tell a little lie that you went to Paris, and, you know, hopefully you'll get a few followers. I don't think she was ever intending for her to go to Paris and a terrorist attack to happen. You know what I mean?
No.
But she got caught up in that lie because, well, now what do? You know, a terrorist attack did happen, and it does look like you were just at, you know, this major site right before the terrorist attack happens. And it's kind of like, well, what do you do in that situation? And she basically just carried on with that lie, and I think that's kind of where she got in trouble. But I can understand how other people might do the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand how in that situation you've already told this lie, and now you have to kind of like roll with it, basically. Which, you know, I wouldn't have gone to that extreme, obviously, but I can understand how somebody would have done that. So
yeah, and you know, it shows how, you know, before all that happened, she was kind of starved for attention. You know what I mean? Her parents are not very attentive. She's trying to make friends with people, and people are not being very nice to her. And, you know, also a lot of the people around her are hypocrites too. Like that guy that she's cozying up to, his whole persona is fake.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, everybody. I mean, any of those influencers that you see, and, you know, obviously, you know, I'm more in tune to social media than maybe you would be, just because I have to post all the videos and, you know, manage the Instagram account and things of that nature. And I see a lot every day. I see people that are like constantly posting and jacking posts and, you know, replicating posts that somebody else did in order to capitalize on, you know, that person's fame or success, or, you know, rebranding posts and things of this nature. So it happens every day. So it's nothing new. To say, oh wow, this influencer's got 500,000 followers, and, you know, it's like, yeah, that's great, but, you know, a lot of times those people are fake. A lot of times their followers are paid for or bought or whatever case may be, you know, so you just never know what's really going on behind the curtain. And I think that's kind of what this movie was trying to shine a light on, is a lot of the stuff that we see on Instagram and social media in general, it's not real. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Mhm.
kind of what it was trying to do, or partly what it
And
was trying to do.
and just because she got caught doesn't mean that everybody else is
Yeah,
perfect.
she just
You know what I mean? Like,
because in theory,
yeah,
if I mean maybe her social media wouldn't have blown up to the level that it blew up to, but in theory, if she had just went to Paris or lied about going to Paris and there wasn't a terrorist attack or anything like that, it would have given her probably some more followers or whatever case may be, and then she would have went on to the next thing. The only thing that hurt her, unfortunately, is that there was a terrorist attack that really did happen, and now she had to roll with that lie, basically. So,
yep,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, that's nutshell. That's the film. Anything else you want to add about Not Okay?
No, I just also wanted to add that she's really good in it. Like, I've
Mhm.
always liked her, but like she really blew me away in this one. And I thought it was also cool to see her and the guy that she's interested in, at least at first, is played by Dylan O'Brien, and they were both together in The Outfit recently as well.
Right.
Played very different characters in a
For
very
sure.
different
Yeah.
place and time and everything. And
Yeah.
it was kind of funny to see them together in the same. I mean, not in the same, but kind of romantically linked
Right.
in two different movies, two very, very, very different movies, so close together.
Yeah.
So that was
Absolutely. They were completely different characters for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, overall, great and face you would give this one.
I give it a solid 4 out of 5, B+. So, happy.
Cool. Well, I'm always usually a little lower than you. I went a 3.5 out of 5, but I definitely really enjoyed it. Very strong film, definitely. So, just a big smile with some teeth. but yeah, let us know down in the comments. Have you seen Not Okay? Did you like it? Did you not like it? As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification, and we'll be back again soon with another show for you guys. We thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.